Hey everybody, this is Jake from Inspiring Leaders Collective, and today I'm here with you to talk about goal setting. So everybody has, a place in their mind where they say, I want to be here in 5 years, or, they have an idea of the person they want to be and how they can improve themselves, but they really haven't broken it down. It's super important to, find the areas in your life that need most improvement and what's going to make you happy and feel satisfied and successful in your future. And so I'm going to help you by sharing a few methods that I've found. They're from three different individuals. One of them is Warren Buffett's method, and the second one is Michael Hyatt and his life score assessment, and then the third is Greg Nuckols and his calendar method. So I'll be going through those three methods. I'm also going to share a few tips with you to also help you reach your goals. But yeah, I hope you get a lot out of this video. If you enjoy this video, please hit the like button below the video, and please also subscribe to my channel. I'm really just getting started, so any like and subscribe really means the world to me and helps me out a lot. So yeah, thank you, and hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we're going to start with Warren Buffett's list method. So this is really the main way that I figure out my goals. And this wasn't actually, I didn't find this through Warren Buffett. I actually found it through a book, The Little Black Book of Workout Motivation by Michael Matthews. I've also heard other experts talk about it. Michael Matthews is very successful himself. He is a health and fitness coach who also has a supplement company. And between his writing and his supplement company, he has a 7-figure business and an 8-figure business from the last that I've heard. So he's very successful. Granted, he has teams that he works with, and but you can see how much work he took to get there. And so, I find value in learning from those kind of people. And so to break it down, the Warren Buffett two-list strategy is what it's called. Basically, you're going to think of all the areas in your life, your relationships, your career, your lifestyle, health and fitness, basically, all the different areas of your life, and you're going to think of 25 goals first. So you're going to write down 25 goals. Doesn't have to be a certain amount for each area of your life. Just think of 25 and write those down, and then break it down into 5 goals that are most important to you, because you can't have so many goals that you lose track. You don't want to try to achieve too much and then get sidetracked and maybe only focus on one thing. But if you want to maximize how many goals that you're able to reach in that certain amount of time, then Michael Matthews and Warren Buffett, they suggest focusing on 5. A way Michael Matthews puts it is, you only have so many burners on the stove. You can't, be working multiple ovens and try to, you'll end up overcooking something, burning something, start a fire. You got to focus on a limited number of things and really, yeah. So they can be a great variety too. It doesn't have to be, all high achieving, goals. Like I said, it could be relationships. And, in my opinion, I think 1 or 2 at least should push to your boundaries a little bit. And yeah, if you have questions on that, you can always comment below and I will reach back to you. But yeah, that's essentially Warren Buffett's strategy. All right, so let's move on to number 2. And this is going to be Michael Hyatt's life score assessment. Basically, as you can maybe tell by the name, this is more of a assessment tool than it is a goal setting strategy, but it'll help you figure out the areas of your life that need most improvement. So this was taken from Michael Hyatt's book, Your Best Year Ever. I thought it was a great read. I really enjoy learning from Michael Hyatt. He also, just like Michael Matthews, he's also very successful himself. He owned his own publishing company, and now he focuses mainly on helping young entrepreneurs and also just anybody who wants information on leadership and success. So now he's a great speaker. He also has written a lot of books and continues writing. Your Best Year Ever, I believe, just came out a year or 2 ago. So yeah, he's continued writing, and he shares some great tools, life like the life score assessment. So let me get into that. So I will share the link in the description of the YouTube video, and basically it breaks down every area of your life so that you can figure out where you could use most improvement, so that you can focus on those areas when you go to use Warren Buffett's method or the method of your choice to figure out your goals. Now, I wouldn't just use this the first time. I would, every time you go down or sit down to write your goals, I would reuse this assessment to evaluate where you're at. Hopefully your life score goes up in the areas that you said you want it to go up the last year, or the last time you set your goals. So yeah, that's essentially his life score assessment. I'll share, here's an image of that to show basically, my life score assessment from last year and how I might have taken that to figure out my goals. All right, so let's move on to the third method. So the third method comes from Greg Nuckols, who's a coach, and you can find him at strongerbyscience.com. That is his website where he shares a ton of information, and most of it is free. You can find, his blogs on there. He really digs into the science of muscle and strength building and evaluates, scientific studies and things like that to, really break things down. He also shares things on motivation and success as well. He has worked as a personal trainer in the past, and so there's a lot to learn from him. He shares so much great information, so you could go check him out. I'll share, some more links, including where I got this method from. This is actually from the Strength House podcast, just a interview that he did. But they were talking about a speech they did at a conference. So yeah, let's get into that. So the calendar method is really something that he talked about for, using it as a personal trainer to help people. So somebody that he was helping said, okay, I want to make sure I get activity in every day. That's one of my goals. 2 is I want to make sure I'm getting enough water every day. And 3, I want to make sure I'm getting enough sleep every day, or as much as possible. So basically what they would do is they would use A for activity, W for water, and S for sleep. And then every day, if they reached those certain amount of hours for sleep, they got that amount of water for that day, and they got some activity in that day, even if it was just walking their dog, then they would be able to mark that on their calendar. So they would just mark a W, or an S on the calendar for that day. And then at the end of the week, they would assess how they did. So obviously there's 3 goals for the whole week. They have a total of 21 goals that they could reach. And they figure, okay, if I got 15, I'm doing pretty good. And, it really does help just by jotting it down on the calendar. It helps to, feels like you accomplished something that day. So you just get that little feeling of accomplishment. It also makes you keep those goals in your mind day after day, and so you're just more likely to do it. So yeah, that's a simple way if you have little goals in mind, if you want to improve your health, things like that, Greg Nuckols suggested. So if you like that method, you can try that one out as well. So we've gone over all the methods, and now I'm just going to share a few quick tips with you. And tip number 1 is an obvious one. If you're going to follow any of this, it really helps to write things down. If you follow Warren Buffett's method, you're going to have to write down those 25 goals and then narrow it down to 5. But really, no matter what you want to do, it's been proven to be, you're much more likely to achieve those goals if you write them down. And, it'll keep it in your mind as well. Something that I also want to say about this is write them down in a place that you're going to see it every day. I personally like to have it with me during my morning routine. So every morning I have a little reflection that I do. I usually read a quote from somebody, a Stoic philosopher, or somebody who inspires me, and then I reflect on that quote, and then I'll read my goals to myself as well. So I have a little piece of paper in whatever book I'm reading at the time. And so I open that book up, take out the piece of paper, read out my 5 goals. And so they're right at the top of my mind first thing in the morning. And yeah, another way you can do it is I have sticky notes in a place where you're going to see it every day. And so that's another way just to make sure they're on top of your mind and you have them there every day to look. So tip number 2, we're going to be talking about how to format your goals. You don't want to just think, I want. You want to be able to say, I will. So make sure before all of your goals, you've written, I will. I will gain 20 pounds of muscle. That's one goal that you could have. And you also want to add a timeline to that. So I will gain 20 pounds of muscle by June 2022, something like that. So that's, it could be an attainable goal if you're just starting out too. That's just an example of one. So those are the 2 things. Put I will in the front of it so it really builds your mindset, not just, I want something or I wish to have this. You're saying I will, you're telling yourself you're gonna work towards that. And, that's important to set that mindset. And it also helps to have a timeline at the end. Otherwise, you need a point where you want to reach that goal. And if you don't hit it, if you're a few months behind, that's totally fine. It's more likely that, you're working towards, getting there as soon as you can. So think about if you didn't have that timeline on there, who knows how long it would be before you reach that goal. And you might have the same goals written down for 5 years. And, so it's super important. I'll repeat it. Just put I will, and at the end, add a timeline. So tip number 3, I said this earlier as well, I'm just suggesting that you have a couple goals that really push your boundaries. Now all 5 goals, if you follow the Warren Buffett method, I don't believe that all 5 should be pushing your boundaries. If they can be as simple as I will improve relationships with my family this year. Now that shouldn't take too much. You can think of ways to improve them simply by calling them every week and things like that. But you should have a couple goals, whether it's your health and fitness goals, if you want to build muscle or lose weight, those are not easy goals for a lot of people. So you really need to think about, how am I going to find a diet that works for me? How am I going to find an exercise plan that works for me? And so there's much more involved in that. Another one for me last year was writing my book. And obviously, there's a lot into that. To create a goal that says I will have my book finished by, January of this year. It was, it's not an easy goal, made me push my boundaries. And but it helps you build new tools and, just improve yourself greatly. So I'm really just suggesting that you try that out. All right, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found value in it. If you did, please, again, go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button so that you get videos from me in the future. And if you have anything to say, if you want to add tips or you have methods that you follow that, aren't like these or, may have a little twist in them, please let me know in the comments below so I can check those out. I greatly appreciate any feedback, positive or negative. So I will also leave links to all my other social medias in the description below. Right now, I'm most present on Facebook. I go live every morning with my morning routine. I share that with people and, try to build a little community where we can just come in, say good morning, reflect on a quote. I also say something that I'm thankful for that day. And so, if you want to go check that out, you can just click on the Facebook link that I leave in the description. And again, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got value out of it. And take care and go crush those goals.